I want to bring in now John Ray. He is the Gilbert and Taylor families' attorneys. Thank you so much for being with me, Mr. Ray. First of all, did you see this coming? I mean, this was a surprise to all of us, this secret investigation. Did the victims have any idea, their families?
We had no idea who the perp was, and so it was a surprise to us. And we are not surprised about when they made the move to arrest him, because we had a good source that had told us, a very credible source, that the police within that week were about to either make an arrest or release information about DNA. So that part did not surprise us.
We've heard about these taunting calls, sorry to interrupt you, these taunting calls, Mr. Ray. Do you know anything more about those? Have you received any? Do you know anything more about what they said to the family members, the caller?
We know about the calls to Melissa Barthelemy. I'm aware of those directly. Myself and my family have received taunting calls as well. So
can you say what was said in those calls?
I'm going to wait on that and speak to other people about it first.
I understand. So they've officially been able to connect him to 3 of the victims. Do you expect that we're going to see them make additional connections sometime soon? Do you have any kind of information on that?
I think it's fairly obvious that the DA will be able to connect this fellow to the 4th victim covered with burlap. It's another thing whether they'll connect him with the other victims. Remember, many of the other victims were chopped up and their parts were spread.
Yeah, that would be more difficult.
Unlike the other 4 who were covered with the burlap. So there's some question about whether or not he's responsible for more than the 4. We hope maybe if he feels that the grip of the law really tightening down upon him, perhaps he'll admit to some of the others. Certainly, I shouldn't say certainly, but likely he has killed others as well who have not yet been discovered, if this is the kind of guy he is. And so it seems. So you have that. Yeah. Other people that they still have to find, and whether he'll admit to the others. It seems to me that that's a likelihood, or at least a probability in some way, that he would do that. Many of them do.
Yeah, and I mean, this is really just beginning in so many ways. You mentioned, I mean, they'll do interviews with him where more information may come. They've been searching his house all day long. Who knows what they're going to find in the house that could possibly connect him to other victims. Just like I said, the police have been working so hard behind the scenes. We know, Mr. Ray, how hard you've been working on behalf of the victims. This is a big day for you. Thank you for coming on. I hope we can have you back on as we get more information.
Yeah, I'd be delighted to come. Thank you.
Okay, thank you, Mr. Ray. I want to bring in...
Thank you for watching. Go to newsnationnow.com to find NewsNation on your television provider. And don't forget to click the red subscribe button below to get more of NewsNation's fact-driven, unbiased coverage.